Okay, so 10.
Like that. It's
You
really
have 2 moles of iron. 2 moles of iron. And we want to burn it to become iron 3 oxide. So first I'm going to write that formula out. Iron plus oxygen gives me iron. It says iron 3 oxide or iron 2 oxide? Iron 3 oxide. So how's this going to balance?
Oh shit, that's where we messed up.
So you put a 2 in front of the F.
It's going to take 3 of these to make 2 of those happy.
Fire. No, it's not.
Oh, you're backwards? Oh, you're backwards, right. Fe2O3, thank you. Okay, so that's true. I'm going to need to have 3 of these and 2 of those, which means I need to have 4 of those. Agreed?
Oh, right.
Yeah, that's where I messed up.
That's what I did.
Because I thought it was just.
So let me back up.
needed to. Oh. Yeah, yeah. I was like, well, it's just 2 to 2. Like, totally. But it's. Like,
Okay, so it's iron 3 oxide, right? Which means iron's going to donate 3. Oxygen only wants 2, so that's happy. Unfortunately, I need an oxygen to make the iron happy. Makes the iron happy, but now I need an oxygen unhappy, so I do that. Whoops, 1, 2, 3. Boom. Oxygen's got 2. Now everybody's happy. It's Fe2O3. Agreed. Agreement? Okay. The next step of the puzzle is if I've got 2, I got iron here, and you put a 2 there. Right? Then I go check oxygen 2. Oxygen, I put a 2 here. That gives me 4 oxygens, which means I need a 2 here. Which means I need to change this to a 4 and this to a 3 to make it 6. Okay? All right. So now that I've got that, so for every 2 moles of iron, for every 4 moles of iron, or Fe, I should go and write as Fe, I make how many moles of iron 3 oxide? I make 2 moles of Fe2O3. And then my calculator, 2 times 2 is 4, divided by 4 is 1. 3 digits. Mitchell, good too?
Why do we.
Wait, if we didn't put 1.0, I just put 1. That was 1.
That's what I said. I'm right by your soul when I say 1.00. Because moles of measurement.
that boy could have got more than 1.
You could have gone with 2.
Yes, you good job? Yes, ma'am. 4 Fe. 4 iron. For every 4 of these, I make 2 of those. Every 4 moles of that, I make 2 moles of the other.
Which one did you get right?
How would you like to do it? Okay, so here's the deal. The question is, if I start with only 2 moles of this, I pointed at the board and you said, uh-huh.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
I was looking at this.
If I have only 2 moles of this, I don't have enough. I don't have the 4 that I need, right? Right? I only got to start with 2 moles of iron, and I need 4 to make this reaction happen, right? I have half of what I need. So I'm going to make how much of this? Well, I normally make 2, but in this case, I'm going to make half as much. 1. That's what this is doing. If you don't want to use ratios, you have to use reasoning. Those are your 2 options. My thinking is for every 4 moles of this, I'm making 2 moles of that. I don't have to think that hard.
So confusing trying to figure out like what changes to what.
Right, but I'm starting with 2 moles of iron. I wonder how many moles of this I make. The conversion is you write the reaction, realize for every 4 of these, I'm going to make 2 of those. And you're done. Just looking for moles. Okay? Hanson, does that make sense? All right. Questions?
Number
11. 11.
I got
11.
11 for that.
11. How many grams? 2 moles of iron. This
That
hurts my heart. What did you get?
111.
You want to check your rounding before you ask that question from a whole group of people? All right, I'll do it the hard way.
I put 2 answers.
We're gonna sort it out.
2.0 moles of iron. Where?
55.
So I look at iron. Let's make sure iron's right. You got what? 55.847. 847. Oops, should be on top. Thank you. Grams is 1 mole.
111.6.
111.6, you said?
94.
Oh, we have to chop that off right there because I'm only good at 3 digits, right? Which makes it 112 grams.
That boy's heart.
No.
Ah,
You can taste
it's
this.
a Mortal Kombat finish.
You can taste it.
Other questions?
$14.
So what? Who asked me? 12? It was you.
You might as well just do the whole test.
Well,
There's
we
only
didn't
a
have
couple
time because we had a snow day today, 2 hour delay because it was so bad out there. It's hard to actually see with all the sun glistening off the black streets.
I woke up at 7:20 stressed.
I woke up at 9:30.
All right. 12. For the reaction in problem number 10, if you had 2.5 moles of oxygen to burn with the iron, what would be the limiting reactant? What are we going to run out of first? Okay, so we start off, we got to do both, right? So I'm starting off, I've got 2.00 moles of iron. Fe, I should probably write it up here. Fe, what was it? 4Fe plus 3 O2s yields Fe. Was it iron? Okay, iron 3 oxide. So much good? That's the reaction in 10.
No, I put the wrong value.
That would be a problem.
So I put, yeah.
So then you do the same thing we did before, which is 4 to 2.
Oh wait, it should still be the same.
So you're going to get 1 mole of this. And then I got to do the oxygen one. The oxygen says that 2.5 moles of oxygen, so I go 2.5 moles of oxygen. Where 3 O2s give me 2 FeO3s. I'm not touching the boards. Give me 3 oxygens. Good? 3 O2s. So put that in my calculator, get 5 divided by 3, which is 1.67.
You need to do math for this?
Not, you can just look at it and notice.
I didn't take it off when I didn't see it work, because I think you can figure it out in your head if you wanted to. So if I make 1 mole with the iron, and I can only make, with 2.5 moles of oxygen, I can make 1.6 moles of the result product. The thing I'm going to run out of first is the iron.
Yeah, I just did my equation wrong and I messed it up for work.
That will do it. That did the job. Remembering chapter 4 is still important.
Once it limited regions, that's what you got.
It can be, I use them interchangeably. Reactant and reagent. Reagent's the old word. It's what your textbook uses. Reactant is what most people use nowadays. Now, I will glitch back and forth between the two. Which I should really pick one or the other, but I just can't. All right, other questions?
Can we do extra credit?
Yeah, honestly.
Number 13.
Try to do the,
Number 13.
just both of the
Or just do 14 first. Jose needs
14.
14.
I'm
not good enough.
That boy Jose needs
I'm smart enough to 8.
Okay. Extra or 13? Which one?
13.
13, 13, 14?
Oh, I need 13. Actually,
13.
I just did my grams.
Yeah.
No, actually, there's
So 14 or extra credit? Extra credit, going. All right, let's see if I do the extra credit correctly. Okay, a gas is a mass of 22.5 grams, but it fills 31.4 liters of gas. Oh, that's going to work sentence. But anyway, what is the mass of 1 mole of this gas? So we know 31.4 liters is, or 22.4 liters is 1 mole. But then I calculate, I get 31.4 divided by 22.4, and I get a lovely 1.40 moles. But I want to find the molar mass, so I'm going to say that I started with 22, so 22, I make 22.5 grams is 1.40 moles.
What's the I did it?
This is 13. No, this is what is this? Oh, this is extra credit. So 22.5 divided by 1.4 is 16.0. I think 16.1. So we should check to see if I marked you off for that, by the way. Moles.
That's how I did it. I just did that, and I just
That's fine. That's exactly what we did.
But that looks way more complicated.
I just did it slower. Nothing wrong with you.
Oh, I
When you
got
said you had,
really
you know what you're doing.
confused by that.
I'm not going to stop you. In fact, doing another conversion, going where 1.4 moles is 22.5 grams would be a lot better way to do this problem. It's not the way I taught you to do it. But anyway, all that. Okay, so now I got that. You're the one of the people I dinged on that. Circle that up. I owe you a point or two, probably.
Which one?
16.1. I just said a second ago. Check to make sure you owe 16.1 for the first part of the extra credit.
Oh,
I had the wrong answer on my key. Okay, now that I have that, when the gas is electrified, it becomes 62.7 liters of hydrogen gas and 16.8 grams of powdered carbon. What's the molecular formula for this gas? Okay. Well, first of all, I can figure out how many moles of one of those I have, and that would be 62.7 liters, where 22.4 liters is 1 mole of careful. It's a gas, correct? So that's 1 mole of H2. Agreed? So then I would do 62.7 divided by 22.4. So they get 2.80 moles. 2.77799. Good so far? Next credit, good so far? Okay. And then how do I create the moles of the other thing? I got 16.8 grams of powdered carbon. Where? How do I turn that into moles? 12.011. 011 grams is 1 mole. So 16.8 divided by 12.011 gives me 1.4 moles of that. Now you're thinking, I got it, it's CH2. He doesn't realize it yet, but I got it. Careful, here we go. Here's the fun part. We said credit. What did I divide by? Mr. Kitchell? 1.40. I love it. 1.40. I got 1 mole of carbon. 1.40. I got 2 moles of what, sir? H2. That means I got 4 H's, correct? Or H4C, either one. All right, other questions?
Yeah.